Hello, and welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to cover something that we all love to do, which is save money. So what we're going to talk about, what I'm going to show you, is how you can pull back some of those common repetitive tasks that you're constantly prompting and use them in a more standard script type of fashion so that you're not getting charged for requests and tokens for things that you commonly do. Plus, you can use these in a team environment to save you even more money. So without much further ado, let's get after it.
First thing I want to do is take a look at the base structure and where we're at. So in order to understand how much you're using from a billing standpoint, you can come up here to your profile and you can click on settings. And then from here, you can see billing and usage. There we go. Here you can see I'm starting off with 4,700 out of 10,000. So if you just refresh, you'll see it happening. So with that, let's go back over here and take a look at what we can do. So the first inkling is I want to use general language to do things. Is that always the right thing to do? Let's see. So let's go take a look. I just asked it to change the directory structure. Let's take a look at the settings now. So it's at 4,700. That took six requests to change my directory. That's kind of insane. So let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and do this. Let's go back up and let's do UI. All right, so I went ahead, backed out of a directory, went back in a directory. Now let's see how many it's gone through. So 4706, 4706. Didn't cost me anything. So my point in all of this is just to show you it's expensive to use natural language. If you're asking it to do things and expecting the LLM to try and, or I should say the agent really, to figure out what it is you're asking to do and then having to use the LLMs to then generate the commands, it can get pretty expensive. So let's try a couple other things here. I want to demonstrate just doing something like starting up my, or killing my processes. So a common thing that I often have to do is I'll be running a React UI, and while I'm iterating through it, it'll start and stop it, and then it'll leave some of these out there running, and then it has to start it on a new port. And I just want it to kill all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just ask it straight up, kill all React instances. So in this case, I'm actually telling it to go out and identify what's running. And okay, so this is interesting. So I did find that I had a script out here. So it knew that, it went out, said, okay, I'm going to run this script. Okay, great. I want you to run the script. And what it's at this point, it's gone out. It's actually running the script to determine, or not determine, but actually stop all of my processes. So I didn't have anything running. So it went ahead and it actually, attempted to run the script. Let's take a look at the settings. So I had 4706. Let's refresh it. That took one. So just to run the script took one token. It's kind of a waste of a request at that point. So the way I've set things up, just so that we can take a look here, is it went out and, like I said, it found the kill UI services. I can run that directly, and it'll probably take less code. So if I come in here and I just say I'm already in the scripts directory as it's identified right here, so I can come in here and just do this, kill services, run it. And it will go ahead and just run the kill services steps, right? So, and again, just to verify, I ran it manually. Nothing was taken as far as requests. The other nice thing is that you can come in here and not just have the script running, but you can also add workflows. So as you can see, I've added a workflow called kill UI or kill UI runtimes. So I can just click that, hit enter, and it does the same thing. It goes out and actually runs the kill steps. And again, just so that we verify, nothing was used. So you can see the power of setting up these workflows and scripts so that you're not constantly using the LLM and the agents to work within your environment. And the nice thing is that you can go in here and use AI to actually generate some of these scripts. So if we take a look at one of the scripts, I used AI to go ahead and generate this. And it goes through and it does a really good job. And the nice thing is you pay the price once. So you pay the price to have this generated, and it'll go out. And then at that point, you can just rerun this from the command or from your workflow, and it costs you nothing. So a little tip and trick to kind of try and save some money while you're doing these types of repetitive, constantly running commands. So, and since I showed you this kill script, let's also go ahead and take a look at what it costs to actually start up the Docker services. So again, we'll just take one more look. 4707. Now let's go back here. And from the terminal, I'm going to say start up. All right, so this should go out and actually start up all of my Docker services. And let's see just how expensive this is. So again, it found the script that was already there. So again, it is trying to be efficient, but it's going to run that restart backend script. So technically, I don't know how many tokens this should take. It has gone through, and on the backend services, it did actually start it up. So we're good there. Now let's see, how much did they charge me for that? I'm going to guess 1 maybe, because all it did is run the script. So hopefully it was just 1. Nope, it was 5. See, so I mean, it's expensive when you're asking it to do repetitive tasks. So that's why it just makes more sense to go ahead and actually run these things directly from the prompt. And as you can see here on my drive, I've actually got a startup backend Docker component. And from there, I can literally just run the script directly. It costs me nothing. So let's go back and just one more time, we'll verify 4713, which it used to probably generate this response. So the final outcome of it used another request to go ahead and create this. Again, kind of a waste of a token if you don't need this. So with that said, let's take one more look. 4713. Now let's just go ahead and run the script directly. So from here, I'm going to use the one that I had created in my workflow. So start up the Docker containers, and let's just run it directly. Again, you'll see it walk through the exact same steps. So it's doing everything that the other process did. The only difference is I'm not requiring the agents in the background to determine this is what I want to do, because I already knew what I wanted to do. So from a development standpoint, it's just way cheaper, and it's actually faster to go ahead and do it this way than ask some agent on the background to try and figure this out for me. Okay, so as you can see, it is now complete. Let's go ahead and take a look at how much it cost me to run it directly. Nothing. So now again, you can see that it cost me nothing to do it directly, and it cost about 13 tokens total to just start up my services when I asked it. And again, as an example, this is using the script to do it. And that's because I'd already created a script, it found the script, and it ran it. So for one last try, I just want to try this just to see. I'm going to ask it to... Okay, so in this case, I actually told it, don't use this script. Let's see how much it costs. Okay, looks like it's all started. So with that, now let's see what it cost me. 4713. Okay, so in that case, it cost me 9 to go ahead and do it that way. And again, as you're doing these, it iterates through stuff. So it can, every time it does this, it'll cost you more and more requests. Now, these don't look like a whole lot until they start adding up. And that's why having these repetitive tasks available to you through workflows that you can share within your team or group or whatever.
Long story short, you can save money by doing a lot of the repetitive tasks as scripts or some other functionality where you can utilize the workflows to execute a lot of these, or you can do them directly in the terminal. And this will allow you to share them across teams, get a lot of your teams to use the same prompting, things like that. And all of that kind of stuff can really save you a lot of money. You can also kind of direct it a little more by using some of the rules. So you can set up rules in there that will also help you kind of put a hold on all of the different ways that the AI might go ahead and generate requests. All of these things can save you money. So just be careful when you're doing some of this stuff, and we'll see you on the next video.